Hey guys, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge and welcome to Bunches of Lunches Subscriber Edition. Today I'm sharing 5 new lunch ideas sent to me from around the world. These lunches are so fun, but they're actually really easy to make, and if you love fun lunch ideas, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button if you're new, because I share fun lunch ideas on this channel every single week. Now definitely watch closely, you guys, because shoutouts are going to be hidden throughout the video again, so watch carefully to see if yours is in there. And now it's time to go ahead and get on to the lunches. Okay, you guys, first up is a lunch idea sent in by Gilbert from Georgia, but not Georgia the state, Georgia the country. For his main course, Gilbert requested a traditional Georgian dish called Kachapuri, and I hope I'm saying that right. Let me know down below if I'm wrong. I have to admit, I'd never actually heard of this recipe before, but I looked it up and I saw that this recipe has bread with a lot of cheese, and that sounds good to me. To make this quick and easy, I am starting with some store-bought bread dough, and instead of making one big recipe, I wanted to make several individual ones. I've cut up this dough into smaller pieces, and now I'm going to roll up the sides of the dough to create kind of a boat-like shape. Next, it's time for the cheese mixture. To my bowl, I'm adding some shredded mozzarella, followed by some feta cheese. And at my grocery store, I could only find a block of feta when what I really need is crumbled feta. So I'm going to go ahead and get to crumbling. It's time for the last cheese, which is going to be ricotta. Now I'm adding just a bit of salt and pepper to taste. And now I'm going to mix this all together. Now I know these cheeses might not be exactly traditional, but they are the closest thing that I could find where I live. But you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you've ever tried this recipe before. Next, I'm going to pack each little dough boat with the cheese mixture. And according to my recipe, I'm really supposed to add quite a lot of cheese in here, and it's supposed to be mounded up quite high. But honestly, I'm wondering if the cheese is just going to melt right out of the bread, because it's kind of a lot of cheese. I guess we'll wait and see. Now I'm going to pop these in my oven at 450 for about 20 minutes. So here they are, you guys. They're right out of the oven, and while they're still nice and hot, I'm going to sprinkle on some parsley, and then I'm also going to be adding some egg yolk and butter. And like I said, this is still nice and hot, so as I'm mixing this in, the heat of the cheese is actually going to cook the egg yolk, and it's also going to make a very creamy, cheesy filling. You guys, I actually gave this a try and it is so good. I would definitely make this recipe again. Next, for Gilbert's fruit, he requested grapes, so I'm going to add some of those. And then to go along with this, instead of some regular veggies, he asked for some Terra veggie chips. In here there are yucca chips, sweet potato chips, parsnip chips, taro, and beet chips. And then for his sweet treat, he requested some crunchy honey cakes. Now I don't really have a recipe for these, I kind of just made it up, but they look delicious. And then last but not least, for his drink, he requested apple cider. Next up is a lunch idea from Maddie Lynn from Ohio, and for her main course, she requested some KD. But this time, I'm not making pink cotton candy KD. Instead, Maddie Lynn asked for blue mac and cheese to go with an ocean-themed lunch. To dye the macaroni, I'm actually going to be adding some food coloring to the water first, just like this, and then I'm going to boil the pasta in the colored water. There are a lot of different ways that you can add food coloring to pasta, but this is the best way that I found to do it. Next, once the pasta is done and drained, I can go ahead and add in the milk, the butter, and the cheese packet. And you guys, as you can see, I kind of underestimated the amount of orange that was going to come from the cheese packet, because when I mixed it with the blue macaroni, it kind of turned green, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to our bowl, and then it's time to add some octopus. While the pasta was cooking, I took some beef hot dogs and I cut them in half. Then I cut little slits on the bottom halves. Once they're heated up on the stove, ends of the hot dogs curl up and you're left with a really cute octopus looking hot dog. Not made of real octopus, by the way. Now, to go along with this, I'm also adding some strawberry and blueberry wands. And I'm also adding some carrot stuffed cucumbers. For Maddie Lynn's snack, she requested rainbow goldfish, the perfect snack for an ocean-themed lunch, I would say. And then for her sweet treat, she asked for chocolate rock candy, which for whatever reason is actually pretty hard to find in my area. So instead, I'm just adding a couple of these chocolates. These are so good. They are a Cadbury chocolate with caramel filling. And then lastly, I'm finishing off this lunch with a Hawaiian punch for the drink. Okay guys, now that brings me to a lunch idea sent in by Nini from India. And for her main course, she asked for a star-shaped peanut butter and banana sandwich. Now for this, I'm using my star-shaped Uncrustable maker. And the trick here is to make sure not to overfill the sandwich. Now, these sandwiches are kind of small, so I'm adding in 2 for good measure. For Nini's fruit, I'm adding some strawberry hearts. And to go along with these, I'm also adding some cucumber sticks, but with no ranch. Nini is not a fan of ranch. For her snack, she also requested goldfish crackers, so I'm going to add in those. And then for her sweet treat, I'm kind of getting the idea that Nini is a peanut fan, because to go along with her peanut butter sandwich, she also asked for peanut M&Ms. Now I'm finishing off this lunch with Nini's drink of choice, which is a peach flavored soda. This next lunch idea comes from Natalia, all the way from Australia. Now, she requested a hot lunch, and for her main course, she asked for gnocchi. I got these ones from Trader Joe's, and they say that they only take 3 minutes to cook, so they're super fast. Usually when I get gnocchi, it's always at the Olive Garden, and it comes in a creamy, delicious soup, so I'm a huge fan of gnocchi. Now, often gnocchi is served with a variety of sauces and toppings such as cheese, cream, pesto, or, like Natalia asked for, tomato sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this all together and then get it into the lunchbox. And I'm gonna sprinkle this with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Next, for her fruit, she asked for blueberries, and then for her veggie, some baby carrots. But just like Nini, Natalia is not a fan of ranch either. Instead, she requested hummus to go along with her carrots. For Natalia's snack, she asked for Pringles, and I decided to go with the pizza flavored ones since I know Natalia likes tomato sauce. And then for her sweet treat, she asked for a Rice Krispie treat. Now normally I do like to make these from scratch, but since I'm short on time today, I'm going to go with the store-bought variety, and I decided to add in the crispy treat with M&Ms. Now lastly, for Natalia's drink, she asked for a Japanese drink called kalpis. If you've never had this before, it's kind of a milky, non-carbonated drink. Unfortunately, even though I do have quite the collection of Japanese drinks around the house, I don't have any kalpis. So instead, I'm going to be adding some calpico because it's the next best thing that I have. Okay guys, next up I have a bonus lunch, and this was sent in by Hazel's mom from Canada. Usually I share just 4 lunches in each video, but since it's little Hazel's 4th birthday, I'm gonna throw it in. For this lunch, a dinosaur theme has been requested. I love a good dinosaur theme. And for Hazel's main course, I'm going to be making a traditional birthday Sammy with a peekaboo window. For the filling of this sandwich, Hazel's mom asked for peanut butter and grape jelly, so I'm just adding a little bit of both. Oh yes, and she also requested to have no crust, and I already took care of that. Next up, for the fruit, I'm adding a combination of strawberries and blueberries, and then I'm actually going to cover the fruit in vanilla yogurt. For the decoration on top, I'm adding some very special strawberries. For her veggie, I'm adding a combination of fresh broccoli, and I'm also adding just a few little dino carrots. For Hazel's sweet treat, since this is a birthday lunch, I'm adding some birthday Oreos. But to me, these really just taste like regular Oreos. The only difference is that these have sprinkles inside the cream filling. For Hazel's drink, I'm adding in some lemonade. And then I almost forgot, I was also supposed to add some applesauce to this lunch. And I actually have the perfect applesauce for the dinosaur fan. I found these at Target, and they have some hidden veggies in there as well. Now you guys, if you have a lunch idea you'd like to send in, first make sure you're subscribed, and then you can use the link in the description box below to send in your idea. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.